You're listening to Deep Dive Divas, episode 06 for Blur. Please follow us online and review the program using the links in this episode's show notes, you coward.
It's now time for everyone's favorite game, Aidless Man. In 1998, Blur were asked to write and record a song for an album that would accompany an episode of South Park called Chef Aid.
Chef.
Wait, can we tell a fun little quip about Chef real quick?
Sure.
Oh, wait, are you cool with telling
Yeah,
this
no,
on
I
the-
think it's cool.
On the pod?
Okay. John Chain.
Sam's
We love
stepdad.
John Chain. John Chain is my stepfather. He had an ex-wife, and his ex-wife was, if I am pretty sure she was adopted, and she went on a search for like her biological parents. Mm-hmm. Turns out her biological mother, big Scientologist, and I think it was maybe a biological sister who was dating Chef.
Isaac Hayes.
Like the voice actor for Chef. Yeah.
Isaac Hayes.
And they're big Scientologists. Chef is a Scientologist.
He is. He, I believe, left South Park because they were lampooning Scientology.
Why would they do that?
Because they're a little sick and twisted.
That's unhinged.
That's me whenever I see a cute girl. Like I just go You can cut that. Cut.
So anyway, in 1998, Blur were asked to record a song for an album that would accompany an episode of South Park called Chef Aid. This is the episode where the Chewbacca defense is introduced.
Of course.
Blur turns in a song called Trailer Park, which was not included on the finalized album. But they later use it on one of their albums, and we'll talk about it when we get there. It was surprising to me to learn that Blur was asked to be on this album at all, but not quite as surprising as learning who was on the final cut of the album. I'm going to play a sample of 5 songs from this album for you, and the first one to correctly identify each artist will receive a point. The player with the most points at the end of the game will be saved from ever having to go to the state of Colorado for the rest of their life. Who's ready to play?
Me.
Okay. So again, you're just giving me the artist that you are going to hear who was featured on this South Park album.
Snowbound all winter, blue lips on my cheek, little tongues prattling, rattling, talking about them old town geeks.
I got nothing.
Them old town geeks. Wake up when they smell coffee.
Didn't tell you.
This is someone who I guarantee you know, both of you. Most living humans know this person, yes.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Incorrect. Do you want to throw a guess out there?
I have no clue.
It's a country artist.
The correct answer is Elton John.
Oh my god.
That is Sir Elton John,
Wow.
and he had Bernie Taupin write the lyrics to this song.
That's insane. That sounded nothing like.
I never would have guessed that.
Song 2! Woohoo! Yes,
DMX.
that is correct.
Good.
For a bonus point, there's a second artist who is about to be featured on the same track.
Oh, is that Ozzy Osbourne?
That is Ozzy Osbourne, Owen with 2 points.
I'm not going to get any of these.
Oh, rest in peace, both of them.
Yeah. Song 3!
Woo!
California sun has sunk behind Anaheim Hills. Here comes the night. I was high on junk, and the warm winds are sent, and I feel alright. We live a criminal hood, make a bargain with the world. Streets are successful when you're shot to the curb. I spend my day in blackness, at night I get my vision.
Any guesses?
No.
That is Rancid.
Oh.
Bay Area punk band. Song 4!
Sit right back in
Oh,
the hairtop of a hustler around my way, who used to climb around the block from where my grandma.
Kind of sounds like Sublime.
Incorrect.
Yeah, why would I don't think they're.
Sam?
I don't know.
I think Bradley Knoll was dead by this point.
Yeah.
The correct answer is Wyclef Jean.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
from
The song is called
Fugees.
Bubble Goose.
I was convinced I was a white guy.
Question 5!
I don't think I'm gonna get a single one. It's okay.
I'm all gagged out, I'm gonna hoot, I'm gonna root, I'm gonna wreck. People look at me and they laugh and make fun of my face. I laugh right back, I don't wanna be part of the human race. I did it to myself. Now somebody's gonna be sorry.
Yep.
Is this Hot Heat?
No.
Oh, kind of sound like.
This is Devo.
Oh.
Owen,
I'll show you Diva.
you never have to go to the state of Colorado.
Let's go.
Sam?
Congratulations.
I'm sorry.
Sam, you're Mormon now.
Oh,
I wouldn't. That's more Utah.
Bryce Harper.
Book of Mormon was.
Can we get Bryce Harper on the podcast?
He's too busy
Mormon.
drinking raw milk. What do you boys think about raw milk as two young, impressionable?
Yummy, 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 yummy.
I get a big on my big wooden cutting board. I get my steak, my eggs, and my avocado, and a big tall glass of raw milk.
Ugh.
Yummy,
And then what do you do with it?
I eat it all. Well, I dip
Oh.
the steak in the eggs.
Oh, the raw
Dip
eggs.
steak and eggs.
What do you guys think about the manosphere?
Manosphere? I think
Joe
we-
Rogan.
I think we need a womanosphere.
I like that.
This is Deep Dive Divas. Each episode, myself, Owen, and a guest listen to every blessed studio album by an artist of their choosing and share our findings with you. Boom, 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 boom,
Just go to the chorus.
Our guest today is Sam. Sam is a guy who wants you all to have an interest in the New England Patriots football team. No. So Blur are a rock band from London, England. They have,
bloody hell!
at time of recording, 9 albums, and they've won 5 Brit Awards. They won 4 of those in a single year, 1995, and the 5th was given to them in 2012 for, quote, outstanding contributions to music.
Here's your Lifetime Wanker Award for being a bloody good wanker.
They've also been nominated for the Mercury Prize, the Grammy for, quote, Best Long-Form Music Video, end quote, and about 10 million NME awards. Follow me back, if you will, to the year of 1980. John Lennon was just shot dead outside of the Dakota apartment in New York City. He was 40 years old at the time of his death. And that's the end of the podcast. Good night. Well, on this day in 1980, a 12-year-old boy named Stephen Alexander James was home from school, sick with the chicken pox.
I'm so bloody sick with the chicken pox. I'm so itchy.
Mummy, I'm ill.
Help! Help! By the Beatles. The film was playing on TV.
Here's somebody.
And James watched it and became obsessed and he got a copy of Help on VHS, and he began watching it over and over again for the remainder of his time with the chicken pox. Now irreparably scarred as an art kid, Alex James, as he is professionally known, began learning guitar by learning Beatles songs out of a songbook, something that many, many, many musicians have done. So Alex James knew a little bit about music when he enrolled at Goldsmiths College in London to study the French language. As I said, art kid. It was here he met a fellow named Graham Coxon. I've been a fan of Blur since I was a little lad, and I never thought to look up how to say his name, so I usually just mumble over it. But I finally did look it up, and lo and behold, on May 6, 2013, he confirmed on Twitter that it is pronounced Graham. Graham was studying fine art at Goldsmith College as well, and had taken up the guitar after playing the saxophone throughout his upbringing. Graham was originally born in West Germany, where his father played the clarinet for the British Army. When he was 11 years old, the family moved to Colchester, Essex, which is in England, and that's about 68.2 miles northeast of London, or some indeterminate amount of kilometers. It's impossible to know. Graham was enrolled at the Stanway School, and one of his friends there was a boy called Damon Albarn.
Stupid name.
Woo-hoo. This boy would write his own songs, and he would have Graham play saxophone over them. So ostensibly it was just lyrics and saxophone, and that's all these songs were.
That's all you need.
Damon Albarn's father was Keith Albarn, an artist who did pretty trippy pattern-based art, and his mother, Hazel Dring, was also an art student born into a considerable amount of wealth from her grandfather's work as a potato merchant. Graham Coxon was also friends with a fellow... Graham Coxon was also friends with a fellow who was a bit older than himself, and his name was Dave Roundtree. Dave had been the drummer in various bands with Graham Coxon during their upbringing, and actually knew Graham's dad, the clarinet player, because he taught jazz classes in their area. Dave Roundtree was actually working as a computer programmer for the Colchester Borough Council in the late 1980s when Graham told him that he should come to London to meet Damon Albarn and talk about starting a band with him. The crazy thing is, Dave Roundtree actually does that. He quits his job and moves to London just because Graham Coxon was like, you should join our band.
Idiot.
To be a computer programmer in the late 80s was wild. Like, that was a very prestigious job. So this is nuts that he did this. Now, going back to the beginning, little chickenpoxed Alex James is the last to be invited to join the band, and he plays bass. And with that, we now have our band that we're here to discuss today.
Oasis.
Circus. This was the first bad name this band had. But fear not, because in 1988, after they start working together and writing music and preparing to play a show, they changed their name to the far worse name, Seymour.
Suddenly Seymour.
That would have been a much better reference.
Standing beside.
Instead, they are referring to a J.D. Salinger collection of 2 novellas entitled Seymour, an Introduction. How pretentious can you get?
J.D. Salinger wrote
Catcher in the Rye.
Wrote Catcher in the
Yep, it's all coming full
do you see
circle.
these type of things? I just know. I just swear I just combine these types of things.
You're like
And I'm just
really intelligent.
Yeah, I know. Biatch.
Whoa.
Clip that.
By 1989, they're playing their first show ever in the summer in a shed at the East Anglian Railway Museum. Within a year, they are signed to Food Records, a subsidiary
Yummy.
of EMI, with one condition.
Oh my god.
Food Records said, we will sign you, but you have to change your name.
But you have to make one
Song about eating tomatoes.
Food Records does not trust Seymour to come up with their own name, so they give them a list, and they say, you have to pick something off this list, and Blur was on that list.
Blur is a good band name.
Yeah, it works, and it suits them, I think.
Yeah.
And they make their debut as Blur in March of 1990. Food Records sends them out on tour all over the UK to open for, and this is wild to think about, Weirdo Darlings, The Cramps.
When I'm a human fly, I spell L-Y. I say buzz, and it's just because I'm a human fly. is 96. As I got a garbage brain that's driving me insane.
What about the massage gun?
Dude.
Let's get that
See,
going.
this is why I told you. I said we got to bring my guy Sam on here with the quips.
Food Records tested the water with Blur by having them record and release a single entitled She's So High, which makes it to 48 on the UK charts. They tried to recreate the magic, but produced a few flops that failed to chart.
She's so sober.
That was up until they started working with Stephen Street, who produced the band, in addition to the Smiths, the Cranberries, and New Order. So he's
Oh
a
my
pretty
God.
big deal.
This guy's
Stephen
so
Lane.
British.
Together, they put out another single called There's No Other Way, and it goes to 8. Now is a good time to talk about the Manchester Sound. Are either of you familiar with this?
Yeah.
I like Manchester.
What,
We're going there, Butters.
what do you got
Butters.
on Manchester? What do you got to say about it?
Early Britpop.
Sam basically hit the nail on the head here. But
Congrats, man.
the
you, guys.
Manchester Sound hit the airwaves in the late 80s into the early 90s approximately. And this all developed in Manchester, England, in which rock, dance, and psychedelic music were blended together. It was also a scene categorized by taking lots of...
Don't tell me, dude. You know I get freaking pumped when you mention weed.
I wasn't going to say weed.
Oh.
Mostly MDMA.
I don't know.
And wearing super baggy clothes and tracksuits.
Now that's so me.
If you've ever heard bands like the Stone Roses, the Happy Mondays, Imperial Carpets, or Oasis, you've heard Manchester music. This all kind of gave way to a genre known as Britpop, which is less groovy and more concise and punchy, like Blur will become.
Concise and punchy.
There's No Other Way is definitely like the Manchester sound.
Yeah.
I think they typically are kind of longer songs too. Manchester songs kind of go on for a while. In 1991, NME wrote of Blur that they, quote, are the acceptable pretty face of a whole clump of bands that have emerged since the whole Manchester thing started to run out of steam. And they also are talented and encapsulating this sort of movement as it's dying out, and they might be able to bridge that gap and become the next big thing. According to some people anyway, the release of their debut record proved that they weren't quite that just yet. Their debut record was riddled with issues. The head honchos at Food Records wanted Blur to stick with the Manchester sound, but Blur was writing songs that didn't sound like that. So when they got put in the studio, they had to write new songs to conform to what the record label wanted, which also made Damon Albarn have to write lyrics on the spot, which he was not proud of. He was not happy with his work on this first album. But nonetheless, their first record, Leisure, comes out on August 26th, 1991. It's 12 songs long.
I think Leisure would be a great rollerblading Disney movie soundtrack of the likes of Brink or maybe Johnny Tsunami. I think the record is young and like not developed. I don't think they were really developed as a band at this point. Songs like Repetition, I think, stood out from the album. So it sounds like someone just took like a rock song and then just did the worst David Bowie impression over it. And I don't like Birthday at all.
It's
Yeah,
my birthday.
For the
Yeah.
record, he is British, and they do just kind of sound like that.
Yeah, but I think it gets his voice. I just think is annoying on
Okay.
these first couple records.
All right.
I gave this album a 4.
I have to agree with a lot of what Owen said. Damon Albarn sounds pretty whiny throughout most of this album, and most of the songs do sound fairly similar. Songs that really stood out to me, "Wear Me Down," which I just love the sound of. It's like, slower. I like slower songs at parts. And Sing. And Sing is in Trainspotting, a movie my mom loves.
Have you seen Trainspotting?
I have not seen Trainspotting.
I've seen
I would love to
Trainspotting.
watch it.
You've seen Trainspotting?
Yeah. They're like,
Okay.
oh, found one.
You could go another 20 years and it still might be too soon for you to watch Trainspotting. I love that movie. It's rough. It will break you. I agree with you, Sam. I think that Sing and I would add Fool are two songs that sound different from other bands at this time. Everything else either sounds the same as every other song on this album or like every other song at this time period.
Yeah.
I think there are like glimpses of promise on this record, but on the whole, it's pretty underwhelming. I didn't listen to this in its entirety until doing this project, so I was listening to it retrospectively, knowing what I already know about Blur, so I was really disappointed by this record by
I
and
was
large.
disappointed as well.
And I could definitely see the potential with like certain songs. I had it at a 6.5 in the scale of Blur music.
The album actually does really well and hits 8 on the UK album chart, so it's selling a lot, but critics don't really like it. Critics are kind of dumping on it and saying that it's really unimaginative, and anticlimactic is a word that comes up a lot. Can you do that just right into the microphone? Thank you. Well, for anyone who's still here, despite charting well, the band finds themselves £60,000 in debt from making the album. That would be £164,619 today, or $222,000 in debt. Because it's expensive to make a record. And when they're not recovering a ton of costs and they're not playing any shows, you're going to be in some debt. So, to get that money back, the band says, we're going to America for 2 months. And they do. They come to the US, they play some shows, and almost immediately start coming apart at the seams. They start fighting each other throughout the tour. Damon Albarn said that he was really homesick for England during this time. And kind of to antagonize the crowds, he would lean into his British accent, which Owen loves so much.
Yeah.
And he starts writing new material that is much more British influence than British in character than what they had done. And neither Americans nor English people at this time particularly like this.
I will say the British accent isn't really the problem for me. That's not. It's his voice in general. Like it's the British.
It's like cartoony.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And you hate cartoons.
I don't even get me started.
So the
What
year
else?
after Home Alone came out, Damon Albarn begins his relationship with Justine Frischmann, the lead singer of Elastica.
Yeah.
Riding on any wave, that is the luck you crave. They don't believe it now, they just think it's stupid. So got anything anyone could have done. Who would have carried it all? Not you. Another heart has made the trade. Forget it, forget it, forget it. I don't understand how a heart is a spade, but somehow the vital connection is made.
We've actually talked about her on this show before, but she certainly becomes the inspiration for his lyrics and many of his songs moving forward. The following year, in 1992, the year that Home Alone 2 comes out? Jamie, could you
I am on it, boss.
Jamie's getting more enthusiastic. Oh, wow.
1992, boss.
Wow. Okay. So 1992, the year Home Alone 2 comes out. Blur flies back to the UK after their tour, the 2 months in the US.
Because he's got to make out with his freaking girlfriend.
Well,
Ew.
it's worse than that. Only to discover that in their absence, another London band called Suede in the US, they were publicized as the London Suede was their name, had filled the void that Blur left behind, and they had grown very popular in a very short period of time. Food Records signs the band and put Blur and Suede on a bill together. And on one particular show in 1992, Suede played an amazing set and Blur did not. They basically didn't even get through their set. And their record label threatened to drop them again because they were so displeased. They're basically given one last chance to redeem themselves with their next record. And Damon Albarn doubles down on his whole British obsession thing.
Yeah, I'd say.
Believing that it would set them apart from the rising tide of grunge in the US. And he says, we need to get a new producer on this record. We're going to get a guy named Andy Partridge, the co-founder of the British band XTC, to produce the record. And Food Records was not happy about this, but said, you know what? This is probably the last thing you're ever going to do with us. Go ahead. Food Records was probably onto something because it didn't work out with Andy Partridge, and they soon had to go back to Stephen Street, who helped them complete their next record. But the next record was not produced quickly because it took multiple drafts. Blur kept giving the record to Food Records, and they said, we don't like this. You got to change this, this, and this, and this. And then they would go back, have to fix it, and then Food Records would say, we don't like this. You got to change this, this, and this. And this just went on for a while. So this record doesn't come out until 1993, their sophomore album. This is where we get the very British title, Modern Life. Could you say it in a British accent?
Modern life is rubbish.
It's rubbish.
Thank you.
I'd say more like this record is rubbish.
Whoa. This is my least favorite record by Blur.
Yeah, this is
Got
probably
a 2.5 from me.
This is probably my second to least favorite record. Maybe.
Was Leisure your first?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's kind of tied with another. I really like the song Blue Jeans.
Loved Blue Jeans, and that's a song I never heard before by Blur. It actually reminds me a lot of Half a Person by the Smiths.
I went to London and I booked myself in at the Y.
These albums are so long. Like
This is 14 songs long.
Most of these albums are like, we hit a stretch where it's like 14, 15, 16 songs on these, and it's like...
Hey, fellas, ever hear of a mixtape? And would it kill you to trim this down to 15 seconds so I can play it in the background of my unboxing videos?
I know. I'm trying to unbox Viagra pills here.
Oh.
In the scale of Blur music, I have this at a 6.9, so not much better than Leisure. It's my second.
But better than Leisure. You think it's an improvement?
I think it's slightly better.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because it's less of the same song 10 times in a row, it's
More variety.
You get more variety.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Pressure on Julian sucks. It's not good. It's horrible to listen to.
Swimming in yellow, pissy water, sand getting in between her ears. No blood in head in this bloody weather. Irate people with yellow tongues. Only the magical transit children sing a lullaby. Boarding into walls, well, what is it with you? You never know, never know, never know.
It's just a very inconsistent album.
Yeah.
With their worst album cover, also. Just
It's pretty
like a
lame.
train.
Yeah, because they usually have pretty good album
They have
covers.
some interesting ones. there.
They must have spotted it.
Oh.
Dude, I'm telling you with the quips.
The band used For Tomorrow as the lead-off single for the record, which hit 28 on the UK charts. The album did worse than their debut did in the UK, peaking at 15 on the UK album charts. Remember, the last one went to 8. And it didn't even crack into the US Billboard 200. They sold less than 20,000 copies here, and this was the age where people just bought albums anytime they saw them. So, not great. Dave Roundtree goes on a serious bender with Susie and the Banshees, the band, and has such a horrible time drinking with them that he swears off alcohol altogether.
You hear laughter cracking through the walls and spinning. You have no choice. You hear laughter cracking through the walls and spinning. You have no choice. Following the footsteps of the red gold on sweet orange toast. Spellbound.
He will later develop a debilitating cocaine habit, but as far as I know, he stops drinking in 1993.
Hey, good for the lad. Clap
Yep.
it up for that.
Congratulations.
And we're back.
Sam, you like sports?
I love sports.
Well, welcome to our sports segment.
Where we will discuss this week the Coen brothers film, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? George
I see.
Clooney, the Soggy Bottom Boys.
Oh brother, where art thou? And they hear the siren song, and that's all I remember.
There's a lot of sand and dirt.
Have you seen Oh brother, where art thou?
No.
Join us next month as we watch, for St. Patrick's Day, The Green Mile.
Isn't that with Tom Hanks?
In
And we're
1990.
back.
Sorry.
Oh, so
I'm sorry.
just read it.
You go ahead.
Okay. And we're,
In
and
1990.
we're back.
I'm sorry. I'm
sorry.
sorry. I didn't mean to step on your words there. You just go ahead. Go. Oh.
And we're back.
In 19.
Oh, they're
could-
killing me on the podcast.
Could we do it? Could we do a clean take of that, please?
And we're
In
back.
19.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought
Sorry.
you were going to go first.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, right. 3, 2,
we're
1.
back.
In 19. No, I was counting down and we both did it at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
Three.
How about? Well, we need to decide who's gonna.
I'll go
Who's
first.
gonna go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, I'll count down.
In 1994,
10,
Food Records was still not super pleased with it. Are you okay?
As we always say on this podcast, let your big tummy guide
Let
the
your
way to
big
heaven.
tummy guide you to heaven. Yes. In
God, this show
1994. In 1994, Food Records was still not super pleased with the band, but Modern Life is Rubbish did just well enough that they gave Blur a second chance. And it was very wise of them to give Blur a second chance, a second chance, really, because their next record does great. Their third album, entitled Park Life,
Park Life.
had a dancey hit called Girls and Boys that BBC Radio 1 adored and hit number 5 on the UK singles charts and even 59 on the US Billboard Hot 100. This is the highest charting single that they will ever have in the USA as of today.
You get nasty blisters, give it section. But we haven't been introduced. Girls who are boys, who like boys, who be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you really love. Girls who are boys, who like boys.
Girls and Boys is a song that taught me that British people call vacation holiday.
I came into this thinking this was like the best Blur album for some reason. Like I just had like that like idea the entire time. And it's not bad. I already knew Girls and Boys, and that's still a bop. End of a Century is good. I think the songwriting started to sound a little more richer, a little more interesting, a little more mature. This album's a lot easier listening than the last two. The Debt Collector is just like a waltz with horns and no lyrics.
Yeah, they have some
It's very
interludes on
short.
this one.
Yeah. I think it hits a low point towards the lower middle half. And it just gets a little drowsy. It's 16 songs long. It's 52 minutes long. It's very long album. And it ends with Lot 105, which is like a drum machine with like an organ.
I like Lot 105.
Yeah, it's this album is a little more mature, but it's just kind of still, it's like there's some parts that I just think drag on for like way too long.
I hope when I die, after letting my big tummy take the wheel, that Lot 105 is going to be playing on my ascent to heaven.
Yeah, that would be beautiful. I gave it a 5. Also, great album cover.
Yes.
Two
Yeah.
dogs.
You got 2 dogs,
And
2
they look-
greyhounds racing.
They just look like they're
Gonna bite ya.
Well, the one has a muzzle on, so there's really little danger of that.
yeah, but
The other one might.
The rabid dogs.
Well, they're not rabbits. They're dogs.
They
They're
may
rabbit
be.
dogs.
Girls and Boys. Best song on the album. It was the song that introduced me to Blur. Thank you, Mom.
Really? This is the first song you heard?
One of the first songs I
Even
listened
before
to.
song 2.
It was a song that introduced me to
It was-
girls.
It could have been song 2, but this is like the first song that I really like actually listened to, and I was
Got
like,
it.
this is great.
Okay. Wild, because I think that this is like probably the only Blur song that really sounds like that.
The album is a little more complete. A little more complete. Oh, I think it's a lot more complete than the last two. Obviously, still room to improve. I think Far Out was the song I didn't really enjoy. Don't necessarily remember much about it, but I know I did not like it very much. I don't know. It was just an okay album. Clover Over Dover is a funny name. I have this I have it right now at a 7.7, but I'm going to knock that down because that's pretty high in my opinion. Again, this is out of the Blur catalog. Is my ratings come from? I'm going to knock it down to like a 7.3.
Okay.
It's just okay.
It got a 6 for me. I love Park Life. For me, this is like where Dorothy Enters Oz, where I'm like really into this. Tracy Jacks, never heard that song until we listened to All Blur for this, and I love that song. It's been stuck in my head for like a month now.
Tracy Jack works in civil service. Tracy Jack is steady employment. Tracy Jack is a golfing fanatic. Tracy Jack, but his parties are erratic. Tracy Jack, so a Harley's been doctor. Tracy Jack prescribed healthy living. Tracy Jack, but he's getting past 40. Tracy Jack, and all the seams are splitting.
Park Life is in itself, that is vocalized by the actor Phil Daniels, who is famous for Quadrophenia. Do you guys know Quadrophenia?
What?
The Who
I don't know.
thing.
There's some parts in Blur songs that make me question maybe Blur's like how much Damon Albarn knows about music theory, because like a lot of it just like is chords and stuff that just don't work like necessarily like in a music, like just playing chords that just don't like aren't in the same, like borrowing chords from keys that just don't make sense, and it's just kind of like it sounds okay, but it's like this doesn't make sense from like a musical like.
Well, the man did
standpoint.
start making music with nothing but a saxophone
True.
in his voice. So.
True. But I found that interesting. I think it works for them in a favor where it's like interesting songwriting, but that definitely struck me as something. That
And I think this album is where they really branch away from the generic Britpop sound,
Yeah.
from the Manchester sound. Like, this is all weird stuff. It's almost got like a musical theater sort of quality with how narrative driven a lot of these songs are, like Park Life, where like Damon Albarn's just kind of thinking about like, here's a weird person or like a weird way of looking at the world, and I'm going to write a song about it.
Yeah.
That's cool. They're interesting to like the lyrics read like short stories, and I think that's neat. The album debuts at number 1 in the UK and stays on the albums chart for almost 2 years. It's on there for 90 weeks, which is wild. That means the albums chart is tabulated by sales. So that means this record was selling. It was one of the best selling records in the UK for 2 years straight.
Here comes the money.
And yeah, you're not kidding. NME, the magazine, hailed Park Life as one of Britpop's defining records. And this is the year, if you recall in the beginning of the episode, I said that they won 4 Brit Awards. They did it for Park Life. Graham Coxon, the guitarist, said that Park Life was the point at which the band, quote, went from being regarded as an alternative, left field artsy band to this amazing new pop sensation. Dave Rowntree married a Canadian woman at this time. Her name is Paola Mara. They would divorce in the early 2000s. The following year, 1995, now with the popularity, record label support, and most importantly, money on their side, Blur quickly started work on their follow-up record to Park Life, and it had all of the makings of massive ambition. Bassist Alex James, remember Chickenpox Boy? Said of the record that it, quote, was all more elaborate, more orchestral, more theatrical, and the lyrics were even more twisted.
Oh,
End
you know
quote.
these boys, they get twisted.
Many of these songs are narratives about deranged characters, as is demonstrated by their first single for this album, Country House.
We're freaking crazy in the range.
Country House is a song in which they lampoon one of the executives at Food Records who, quote, discovered them. His name was Dave Balfe. Who basically made a bunch of money in the music industry and then just dropped off and did exactly what Country House is about. He moved to a house in the country and kind of didn't do anything. He just kind of retired at a really young age there.
He's got morning glory and life's a different story. Everything's going Jack and Jory in touch with his own mortality. But the things at heart start drive simple. Lives in a house, a very big house in the country. He's got a fog in his chest, so he needs a lot of rest in the country. He doesn't drink, smoke, laugh, takes herbal baths in the country. Says she come to no harm on the animal farm in the country.
In making fun of this man, they also make fun of his musical taste, which includes Morning Glory, which is a reference to the Oasis album.
What's the story, Morning Glory?
Very good.
Also, off the record, I just realized what your album is like doing with the like Blur album cover and the Oasis.
That's what it is.
Clever.
You see,
Clever. I tell you, Sam, this guy's clever.
You see, tensions were heating up between Blur and Oasis. Oasis was a band from Manchester, England, led by the perpetually fighting, drunk, and shit-talking brothers Liam and Noel Gallagher.
Hey, Buff. Hey, take a look at my
Oasis.
wonder balls.
Ew, Oasis more like desert.
The media was pitting Oasis and Blur against each other basically out the gate. They staged what was known as the Battle of Britpop.
Britpop.
And
battle.
keen on weighing their popularity against each other, Oasis and Blur decided to put out singles on the same day in 1995.
That is just brewing up a storm.
Blur puts out Country House, and Oasis put out a song called Roll With It.
You wanna be, if you're coming with me. I think I've got a feeling I've lost inside. I think I'm gonna take me away and hide. I'm thinking of things that I just can't abide. I know the roads down which your life will.
In the end, with 274,000 copies sold, Blur won the Battle of Britpop by over 50,000 records.
Woo! Let's go, boys.
Their success and dominance as the biggest band in England lasted for 5 seconds. Because Blur put out their fourth record, The Great Escape, and it debuted at number 1, and it sold 500,000 copies right away, and critics loved it. And then 3 weeks later, Oasis put out What's the Story, Morning Glory, and it went quadruple platinum in just the United States alone. How much is platinum?
1 million.
So they sold 4 million records in just the US, and Blur altogether sold 500,000 records.
Which is gold.
Pretty much everyone forgot about Blur in the best of circumstances, and in the worst, they decried the band as a bunch of lame art school posers cosplaying as the working class Brits that Oasis actually were. This, as you might imagine, seriously bummed out Blur, who thought they were going to be the next big thing, especially Damon Albarn, who went from being, quote, the people's hero to the people's prick, as Alex James recounted. Alex James said that basically Damon, because he was the lead singer of the band, he caught all of the derision and ire of the British people, whereas like Alex James is like, people don't really know who I am. I can kind of go do my own thing. But Damon, like, he has to live with this. And he says that Damon had to deal with being very publicly a loser. That's his own bandmate. Many headlines said that Blur won the battle of Britpop, but ultimately lost the war. I think that is a fair assumption. I think your average person on the street probably knows Wonderwall. I don't think they know Girls and Boys.
Yeah. I think a lot of people know Song too, though. I'd say
That
that's
is
fair.
true. That is true. It's kind of at this point that I think we should talk about. I often hear Blur in the United States referred to as a one-hit wonder, which is
Yeah, I've
totally
never-
inaccurate
yeah, it's
because
crazy.
in the rest of the world they're not. But here they kind of are. That is their big song.
Yeah, which is ironic.
Keen to try to disprove the critics, keen to try to one-up Oasis, put out their follow-up record almost immediately called The Great Escape. This was absolutely a contender for my favorite record by Blur.
Whoa.
It's probably my second favorite.
I put
Completely
this
agree.
I put this thing on my headphones, and I tried to make a great escape from my headphones.
You didn't like it?
Boo.
It didn't stand out to me other than any of the
Whoa,
other
okay. All right.
previous records.
All right.
Country House was my favorite song
Love
so far.
Country House.
Just a real nice bop.
Mm-hmm.
It was my favorite song so far out of their whole catalog, I would say.
Okay.
A lot more chill. So I find them better when they're chill at this point. They have good production on all of these records. It's just kind of like the
Steven
sounds.
Street.
Yeah, Steven Street, shout out. The sounds they use are kind of obnoxious and maybe don't sound good themselves. I just found the songwriting kind of like a step back maybe from Park Life on this.
Really? Wow. Okay.
I gave it a
shocked.
5.
I'm shocked.
So it's not a bad record, I don't think, but
All right.
I wouldn't revisit.
This is my second favorite record from Blur.
Yeah.
I think they had a good front three, like the first 3 songs. Charmless Man, phenomenal song. I really like that. It's my dad's favorite Blur song. And
Okay.
He doesn't really listen to Blur, so
I met him in a crowded room where people go to drink away their gloom. He sat me down and so began the story of a charmless man, educated the expensive way. He knows his Clara from his Beaujolais. I think he'd like to have been running cray, but then nature didn't make him that way. He went na 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 na.
That song, I think, is a very good encapsulation of who Blur is. The lyrics are making fun of upper class douchey people. It's super catchy, and it's got a great beat. The music's great to it. I love that song.
I think my favorite song in this record, I have the shirt, The Universal. Just a great song. And
I'm sorry, you have a shirt of the song?
like
I feel like that's pretty unique.
well, it's a shirt that says The Universal on it, and I think it's
That's
cool.
I think it's cool, man.
Listeners
Too.
in
I
the cars,
don't-
please go get yourself a Universal Blur shirt. Support me.
That's
It's a much better album. I think it's a lot more complete than the last few, and I know I've said that for every album. But second favorite, I have this at an
They're
8-1. Again, out of the Blur catalog, and I really like it. I just really like it.
Absolutely agree, man. And the Universal is my Yummy Yummy song by Blur. Yes, out of their entire catalog, I think this is their best song.
Yeah.
The music video is great. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of like a Clockwork Orange-esque, sort of. It's
My mom showed it to me.
Yeah, it's super interesting to watch. I think the Universal is beautiful. It's incredibly catchy. I think they thread the needle of having orchestral instruments, but still making it very poppy. I think it is just such a triumphant song that is also very sad. And to me, this is just as good as it gets for Blur.
This is the next century where the universal's free. You can find it anywhere. Yes, the future's been sold. Every night we're gone. And some karaoke songs. How we like to sing along, though the words are wrong. It really, really, really could happen. Yes, it really, really, really could happen. When the days they seem to fall through you, well, just let them go.
In this year of 1995, Dave Rowntree gets his pilot's license.
We haven't made one joke about the last name Roundtree.
Like, square
It's not even his, so it's not even his last name. It's his full last name is David
Tree.
Alexander DeHorn Rowntree.
Nerd.
But where his family was from in the UK, Rowntree was very popular. They said it was like Smith in Yorkshire. So his family had just adopted the name Rowntree and deleted the rest of it.
Oh.
Each episode, we like to highlight the up-and-coming work of a discography developing diva. Today, that is Ronald Reagan, the actor? That's the name of the band. It's a quote from Back to the Future. Ronald Reagan, the actor, are an interstellar freak surf band from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It is now time to rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel, with Ronald Reagan, the actor, and their track, Ecto Cooler. hear more from Ronald Reagan, the actor, listen to a playlist of our favorite Blur songs, visit our shop and social media pages, contact us, view our citations, and so much more by using the links in this episode's show notes. In 1996, the band did an interview with Q Magazine, and journalist Adrian Devoy saw the band was, quote, on the verge of a nervous breakup, with tensions most clear between Graham Coxon and the rest of the group. He seemed to resent Damon Albarn for his control over the band, and he resented Alex James for having so much fun. Alex James was like known as the party boy. He was just always out there. Alex
That's
James
like me.
said he was the second drunkest member of the second most popular band in England. Coxon also really starts liking American alternative bands and gravitated towards that sound, and he didn't like this whole British obsession that Damon Albarn had.
I'm with you, brother.
The band were supposed to play on an Italian TV program, and they were told to lip sync, which was very common at the time. Graham Coxon refused to and was replaced by a cardboard cutout of himself. And Alex James was too busy jet setting around the world, so they just replaced him with a roadie for the band. But then something wild happened. Damon Albarn came to see things Graham Coxon's way, and he started to embrace the heavier, more lo-fi aesthetic that his guitarist liked so much. And he talked with their producer, Stephen Street, and said, can we make our next record sound like this? And Graham Coxon said he wanted Blur to, quote, scare people again. I don't know if they ever really scared people.
Yeah.
They're kind of dweeby. The band left London to record in Iceland for the remainder of the year. That's a big step. I mean, like, they're literally not just getting away from the British sound. They are getting away from Britain altogether. And I would implore anyone who's in Britain to do the same. In 1997... the band puts out this album that's mostly recorded in Iceland, and it is called Blur.
No
Very
way.
imaginative. It's 14 songs long.
I probably have two favorite records, and this is one of them.
Two favorite records of all time, or two favorite Blur
Two
records?
favorite Blur records. Sorry, I really love this record though. Beetle Bum, the first song,
Also the lead-off single for the song.
was in contender for one of my Yummy Yummy songs. The songwriting kind of reminds me of like the Beatles and like Revolver era. I like it a lot.
What you done? She's a gun. Now what you done? Beetle bum, get nothing done. You beetle bum, just get numb. Now what you done? Beetle bum. And when she lets me slip away, she tells me I'm in all my father's gone. Nothing is right. I just slip away. I'm gone. Nothing is wrong. She tells me I just slip away.
Song 2, obviously. That was the first Blur song I ever heard, definitely.
And the second song on the album.
And this second song on the album. My Yummy Yummy, maybe surprising. My Yummy Yummy song is Country Sad Ballad Man. I don't know. There's something really charming about the song, and I really like when it gets like heavier later. They definitely do the lo-fi thing a lot on this album. Theme from Retro reminds me of some Radiohead. Like it kind of sounds like The Tourist, in my opinion.
I think that Theme from Retro is our first look at what will become the Gorillaz.
Yeah.
I think this is where you can make a direct connection to the music that Damon Albarn's going to make with that band and Blur.
I was really surprised You're So Great isn't like a big... I feel like that could be a TikTok song now. It kind of reminds me of like Alex G almost, like in a way. It's got like a
I love that
acoustic,
song. When
like,
I was
thing.
when I was your age, that song was like all the sad boys with guitars would play this.
Really?
And
That
I
makes
was one
sense.
of them, yeah. And I love that song so much.
That was almost my Yummy Yummy.
So great, and I love you.
I gave it an 8.
Wow.
I
okay,
really...
good.
I will return to this album.
Good,
and
good.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sam?
I have this at a 7.9. I'm gonna start with that. It's good. It's a close third. But I just like the Great Escape a little bit more. Beetle Bum, I really like the lyrics. I think it's a good song. It's popular, but it has a right to be popular. Song 2, honestly, I'm very surprised that is the most popular song off the album. Like you said, with You're So Great, I think
For
that would
those-
be more popular.
For those who don't know, Song 2, they wrote Song 2 to like make fun of American grunge music or something, and then it ended up like blowing up in America and being their most popular song here.
Probably the most popular song they will ever have.
Yeah.
I think it can apply to a few different audiences, which I guess I mean, at least in my opinion, which I guess I can see how that gets popular.
Check. Buy a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy, but nothing is. No. When I feel heavy metal, and I feel that I need when I lie and I'm easy all of the time, but I'm never sure why I need you. Please I need ya.
Overall, I think it's a good album. I like that they're kind of starting to cement their sound a little bit more. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, this to me felt more like a mastery of all the things that they were experimenting on the previous albums. I think that they're doing the lo-fi sound very well. I think that they're doing the stripped down sound very well. To me, this does sound like a 4-piece band. There's not a ton of overlay on a lot of these songs, and I appreciate that. We keep bringing up America in here, as do they with Look Inside America.
Yeah.
There are references to Beck and Pavement on this record, and it is far more stripped down than its predecessor. It's a lot heavier. A lot of critics anticipated that this was, quote, commercial suicide, as it would make them lose their young female fan base. That doesn't seem to have happened at all. Instead, the record came out at number 1 in the UK, hit 61 on the US Billboard 200, and goes gold, meaning that sold
500,000.
25,600 minutes albums just in the US alone. Goes gold just in the US like right away. Song 2 gets licensed for soundtracks and TV shows and ads and hits 6 on the US Billboard Modern Rock chart. And it stays there for half a year, and I think that is why we are still hearing it at sports games today. Fueled by this success, the band spent the next 9 months touring the world.
I can show you the world.
While they're out on this tour, the band put out an album exclusively in Japan called Bustin' plus Dronin', which was
Ayo.
which was just their songs remixed by various artists, including Moby, Sonic Youth's Thurston Moore, and a British producer called William Orbit.
There's some more sucks.
Yeah, agreed. They especially loved William Orbit's remixes and decided on hiring him for their next record to be their producer, which would make it their first without Stephen Street.
Oh, damn
They
you
fired
guys.
poor little Stephen Street.
Stephen Street is out on the Stephen
Bloody
Street.
hell.
He's going to cry himself to sleep tonight on his giant sacks of money. Alex
Bars.
James and Dave Rowntree become interested in getting Britain to Mars. They helped support the creation of the Mars lander called the Beagle 2, and they helped raise 25 million pounds required for its
Oh my
creation.
God.
More on that soon. But they're two guys who are really interested in space. Again, I told you Dave Rowntree is a pilot, and a lot of pilots are interested in space. And
Because they're so freaking close.
yeah, they're nearly there. Why don't they just fly the
just
plane
go
up a little bit?
bit.
Dummies. Well, in 1999, the year The Matrix came out, Blur goes into the studio to work on their 6th album called 13, which wouldn't be released until March of 1999. It's called 13 because there's 13 songs on it.
Is that one though?
13 is Graham Coxon's record, baby. He absolutely dominated the recording sessions on the musical side, and William Orbit was into the experimentation and heavier sounds. He's just floating around
in orbit.
Yes. Damon Albarn and Justine Frischman broke up.
No.
After almost 8 years together. And this leads to Damon Albarn being so depressed and pouring his grief and sadness and woe and pain into his lyrics. And the lyrics are great on this album. This is my favorite album by Blur.
This is my favorite album by Blur.
Is it yours?
It is my favorite album by Blur.
Let's go.
Well then,
let's talk about it.
let's gab.
Let's get into it. It's an hour and 6 minutes long. It's their longest album. Good thing it's
But only 13 songs.
good thing it's good though. Tender is very, very good song. That's the first song, and it's got
You got
like
a great
it's got like a
choir
gospel
singing
chorus.
throughout the whole thing. It's
Yeah, and
great.
it's got a great hook in the chorus. Coffee and TV is one of their biggest songs,
Which is sung by Graham Coxon, their first Blur
Yeah.
single to do so, and it goes to 11 on the UK charts.
it's a Britpop songwriting 101.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the music video for it?
No.
It's a little carton of milk with
Yummy.
arms and legs and eyes, and it's running around London looking for the band, I guess, and he finds them playing in a basement.
That's sweet.
It's very cute.
Your ears are full, but you're empty. Holding out your heart to people who never really care how you are. So give me coffee and TV. History. I've seen so much, I'm going blind and I'm brain dead virtually. Sociability is hard enough for me. Take me away from this big bad world and please and marry me. So we can start over again.
A lot of these songs do the same thing for me as when I first heard like some Radiohead songs when we were doing that. Like, listen.
To me, Blur is like radio. If Radiohead had any concept of what fun was, that's Blur.
Yeah. I think if you love Radiohead and are looking for a band like them that isn't weird.
And you're
like,
open to like having a smile every
Yeah.
once in a while. Not the smile, but just having a smile on your face. You might like Blur.
This is, like I said, my favorite album. It's just, I love the versatility in this album. I am a big fan of more melancholy music, slower music. My Yummy Yummy, No Distance Left to Run.
Ooh, wow.
Phenomenal song.
Okay.
That was also one of my yummy
is
yummies. That's
so sad, and it is so heartbreaking, and it evokes emotions in me, and it is just, it's such a great song.
it's a very good song.
It's over. You don't need to tell me. I hope you're with someone who makes you feel safe in your sleeping tonight. I won't kill myself trying to stay in your life. I got no distance left to run. When you see me, please turn your back and walk away. I don't wanna see you, 'cause I know the dreams that you keep is where we meet. And when you're coming down, think of me. I got no distance left to run.
Even with the length of the songs, I can't even complain about the length because I enjoy the song so much. I don't mind listening to Caramel for, I think, 7
Caramel
minutes.
was very sad and
I
deep as
love
well.
that song. It's just, I have this album at a 9.4 out of 10. It is so good.
No Distance Left to Run is also one of my favorite songs ever by Blur, and it's just the sound. It's the sound of someone's heart breaking on that record. Damon Albarn said after recording it and hearing it back, he said, quote, "It upsets me, that song. It upset me singing it. Doing that vocal greatly upset me." Like it's so real, it's so raw, it's brutal, and I think anyone who can relate to that song, and I think many people can, I think there's something cathartic in someone understanding your pain, and I love No Distance Left to Run. I've listened to that many times laying in bed in the dark at night. This record hit 1 and stayed there for 2 weeks on the UK album chart. The band goes on tour for the remainder of the millennium, which is like a couple weeks at this point. And in 2000, they celebrate with the massive success that is 13 by breaking up.
They're so sad.
Well, they don't break up officially at first. Initially, they just start doing their own thing. Alex James joins a band called Fat Less and writes songs for other artists, including Marianne Faithfull. Graham Coxon puts out the first of several solo records, and Damon Albarn starts working on a new project called Gorillas, which is an animated monkey band that he and his friend and comic book artist Jamie Hewlett had created.
Peers and you to clear your view when you're too crazy. Lifeless to those, the definition for what life is. Priceless to you because I put you on the hype shit. You like it? Gun smoke, you're righteous with one toke. You're psychic among no possess you with one go.
I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, not for long. The future is coming on. Ain't happy. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on.
But yeah, Damon Albarn is obsessed with black art in a way that I would say David Bowie was as well.
Yeah.
And he uses his power to feature black artists. And to me, Gorillaz is very much an outlet for that. Of course, he features people of all different kinds of backgrounds, but a very big, important cause to Damon Albarn is to give black artists their due. I recall this being something with Live 8, which was a festival, a global festival. And it was made to benefit various causes in Africa, and he said, "Why are we having this giant thing for Africa and featuring like no African artists
Merry Christmas. We're recording this on
Christmas Eve?
Christmas
But
Eve.
this is our Valentine's Day episode. Do you guys have any Valentine's Day resolutions?
Continue to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. To our listeners in their cars listening to Deep Dive Divas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Valentine's Day.
I want to let myself be loved.
I want to let myself go. I want to put on 200 pounds this month. In 2001, when it came to put work onto their next record, Graham Coxon quit.
Oh.
I didn't know this. I knew that tensions were high in the band. I never knew that he actually left the band. Graham felt that he was doing more business work than music work in the band, which he resented. It made him feel anxious and depressed, and he remedied this by drinking a lot of alcohol. So he went to rehab and said, I don't want to be in this band anymore. So in 2002, the band went on recording without Graham, only using his guitar work on the track Battery in Your Leg. And the rest of the record is basically just the three members of the band with various musicians chiming in, but very little guitar on this record altogether. In 2003, this album that they're working on without Graham, entitled Think Tank, is released in May. And it's bananas. It has strong African and Middle Eastern influences due to Damon Albarn's exclusive direction of the band. So he gets to do whatever he wants, and all these things that he's interested in, he is bringing into the band. And it's super electronic. It's really anti-war, and it's all over the place and fun. I like this album. It's 13 songs long.
I do not like this album.
I also do not like this album.
I do not like this album cover. I think it's
a Banksy. It's a Banksy work of
yeah, I
art.
don't care. Okay. I don't care anymore.
Third worst.
Ambulance, yeah, it's 12 minutes long. It's got a hidden track called Me, White Noise.
Me white noise,
Yeah,
me
it's
white
just-
noise, me white noise.
That happens right before the song starts playing. The second song in it. Yeah, I hated that. Out of Time, I think, was probably the best song on here. But Crazy Beat is my yuck icky. If we could play some of that here.
On Saturday night.
I love Crazy Beat. This is produced by, do you know who?
Who?
Fatboy Slim.
Oh.
The song Ambulance put me in an ambulance. It is my yuck icky, and I hate it.
With the quips, I swear.
It's just not good. It's 12 minutes of noise, and it's meaningless noise. I have this album at a 7. It is slightly better than Modern Life is Rubbish, but it's just not great.
I would give it a 3 for my rating.
This is the record that like flies under the radar most, I think. And I almost consider it like another Gorillaz album. And I think musically it has a lot more in common with that than it does a lot of Blur albums. But I love Sweet Song, and I read that is about the loss of Graham and basically saying like, we've been in a band together for like 15 years at this point, and even if this is for the best, this is still really hard to do this without you. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. And unlike something you'd see in the manosphere, I think that's a very healthy sort of attitude for a man to feel for another man without any sort of sexual implication, just saying like, I miss you. And this thing that you used to be a part of, it's hard to do it without you.
I do get that, and I like that. But I think if it's a real sweet song, it would be called "The Boys Are Back in Town."
You're right. You're so right. Forget everything I said. The band still toured even without Graham being in the band anymore. And the tour was actually really well received. They get Simon Tong, the guitarist of The Verve, to play guitar for them. The Verve's Bittersweet.
It's a bittersweet symphony.
Which is funny because when I think of that song, I can't even imagine what the guitar is doing in it.
Yeah.
I just hear the strings. And then for 4 years, nothing happens with the band as a band. Alex James begins making his own cheese.
Oh, yummy.
Which I
dum-dum.
believe he has a dairy, and I believe you can still buy cheese from them.
Oh.
One of his cheeses are called Blue Monday, named after the New Order song. Damon Albarn continues his work with Gorillaz, producing some of his most successful and highly lauded work of his entire career.
Get the cool.
And during this time, there is an abundance of rumors that Blur is going to get back together. And then in 2007, the band does get back together.
What?
When they, quote, met up for an enjoyable lunch and had, quote,
Cheese.
no other plans for Blur. But
Probably not.
while Blur is not doing anything, I have good news. Remember the Beagle 2? Britain's attempt at trying to land on Mars?
Oh,
Yeah.
It finally makes it to Mars.
Oh,
And
Whoa.
when it lands, a song that Blur wrote for the occasion is To Fill the Air. Except the second that Beagle 2 lands on Mars, it loses contact with Earth, and we have no way of knowing if the song ever played. We do know from subsequent missions that the Beagle 2 is still on Mars, but we have no way of controlling it. It's just dead there. Dave Roundtree, I guess to assuage himself from having, raised $25 million to basically litter on Mars with the Beagle 2. He forms an animation company called Nanomation at this time. He also becomes a solicitor, a lawyer in England, and he works in Moorgate, London.
this guy needs to do everything.
He's a pilot. He's a lawyer. That's like a Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. He's just kind of a Renaissance man. The band was broken up for years, and that remained true until June of 2009, when the band played a series of shows, including one at their old university, Goldsmiths College. I think that's really cool that they went back to their university and played a show there, leading up to playing Hyde Park in London.
Oh.
And from there, they headlined a whole slew of festivals like Tea in the Park and Oxygen in Glastonbury. These are cornerstone festivals all around the UK. And then the tour ended, and Damon Albarn went into an interview with Q Magazine when everything's going so well, and he says, quote, I just can't do it anymore. Damon Albarn intended to repair the relationship with the band, namely Graham Coxon, and the reunion shows had done that, so he was done with the band, and the rest of the band made similar statements, and that seemed to be that. In 2010, Dave Roundtree, wanting to extend his resume, runs for Parliament for the Labour Party.
This guy is insane.
He loses.
Aw.
Yes, he does not make it. The next
sucks.
year, a documentary about Blur was released called No Distance Left to Run, which was nominated for Best Long-Form Music Video at the Grammys.
Music video?
It's a great
Yeah.
song, too.
It is.
Song 2.
But it loses to When You're Strange, a film about the Doors. That's the title of the film. Most excitingly, Blur was put on a stamp in the UK.
Oh.
And they record a new song called Fool's Day for Record Store Day. And that was that for another 2 years when Blur come out of retirement and hiding, because they win the Outstanding Contribution to Music Award at the 2012 Brit Awards. And shortly thereafter, they went to the studio to make a new record. And within a few months, their producer, William Orbit, says, we're not making a new record anymore. They're not ready. and nothing happens for a while other than the band playing some high-profile shows like the 2012 Summer Olympic closing ceremony.
Oh my God.
The Coachella Festival in the U.S.
Ooh.
and the Primavera Sound Festival in Spain.
Vera.
And for the next 3 years, they do nothing. But alas, in April of 2015, for the first time in over a decade, Blur puts out their 8th record.
The Magic Whip.
Yep. They brought Steven Street back to produce this record.
Yeah, baby.
Steven Street.
Off
ice
the
cream.
streets. The album's
make that a
content was
thing.
largely inspired by a week in Hong Kong back in 2013 when they had
can
to
tell.
cancel their tour of Japan. It's 12 songs long. I think several of these songs are great. I think the majority of the album is kind of forgettable.
Yeah, a lot of this is just kind of forget. It's kind of like easygoing. I don't know. I really love the song Ghost Ship. I've known that song for a little bit now.
Well, you will never know. I got away for a little while, but then it came back much harder. Swinging on the keyboard Tripoli, climbing down a ghostly wire.
But it's not, I don't think it's a bad record. It's just boring. I'll give it a 4.
Got 3.5 for me. Sammy?
It got a 7.6 from me. It's pretty solid. It's forgettable. There's only really a few songs like my personal favorite is My Terracotta Heart on this song.
I like that song.
Very sad, heartbreaking. Is it about him and his friend? I forget which friend, but like they lose contact and it's him talking about his loss of contact with his friend. Really, really like that song. Definitely my favorite on the album.
Something broke inside you, 'cause at the moment I'm lost and feeling that I don't know if I'm losing you again.
I like that they were still able to sound fairly young as they're getting older in their
Yeah.
careers. But
I think because they're still excited about music. This
Yeah.
album doesn't really sound like anything else they've ever really done. And,
Yeah.
I
even
would
though I
agree
don't
with that.
like it, I appreciate that they were branching out and trying new stuff as older gentlemen. This album is also home to my Yuck Icky song, which is Ice Cream Man.
Oh, yes. I forgot to mention that.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, that one does suck.
That's a Gorilla Reject song. And I think they just needed one more song on the album. And Damon said, I have
To
this.
the end of the road with a swish of his magic whip, all the people in the party froze. Screwball, chocolate chip, umbrella in his white glove, and shade from the sun was his intention.
I don't know what they were thinking with that one. But critics were thinking so highly of this record. They made hyperbolic statements all the time about the content of this album being just as good as everything they've ever done. Again, I think it has some bangers on it, but by and large, I think it's pretty forgettable.
Yeah.
This album hits 24 on the Billboard 200. And following the triumph that is the Magic Whip, the band disappears pretty much entirely for about 8 years, which is one of their longest stretches yet. And during this time, Dave Rowntree serves as the Labour Party representative for the Norfolk County Council.
what doesn't this guy do?
He doesn't serve in Parliament because he hasn't won the
That's
election.
the only thing he hasn't done.
I
He's done
thought
everything.
for sure the Magic Whip was going to be it for Blur. But boy, was I wrong. In 2023, after this 8-year hiatus, the band comes back together to play Wembley Stadium on July 8th. And we actually know someone who was there. Sam, can you get your mother on the line?
I will try. Let's see. Hello, mother.
Hey,
Hi.
Hello, you're on Deep Dive Divas, the podcast where we listen to every blessed studio album by an artist of our guests' choosing and share our findings with you. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Excellent.
How's everyone?
Good. We're talking
great.
about a band called Blur, and we are to understand that you saw the band in 2023 playing Wembley Stadium. Is that all true?
It is all true.
Can you tell us how that came to be? Because Wembley is across the pond, as they say, and not really easy to get to. You didn't just saunter over there. How did this all happen?
Well, you see, as a lifelong Blur fanatic, I had seen that they were coming together for more or less of a reunion tour, but that this reunion tour was only going to take place at first in London, but then they expanded it to other countries.
Including the one you live in.
Correct. So a friend of mine is living as an expat in Dublin, and I was like, hey, how about I hop over and you and I will go see the first night, because they first only had one night, then they opened up 2 shows.
Yep.
8th and the 9th. And so I got tickets, I got airfare, and I went to Dublin, and then we spent a few days in London.
Wow. And what was the show like?
Absurd. And I wanted it that way because if you were going to see Blur come together again after a hiatus, I feel like their home turf would be the best place to see it.
I think you're absolutely right. Yes. Is there a song from the night that stands out above all else with you?
Oh, wow.
You only get to choose one. The rest of the songs are dead.
Oh, so tough.
Well, pick quick, because they're all going to be dead soon.
I know, right? Don't say that. Actually, don't say that. Girls and Boys.
Yeah,
Right.
sure. Sam said that was the first song he ever heard by Blur that he can recall.
He doesn't know what I played for him when he was in the womb.
That's
That's
true.
Totally right.
That's true. Well, yeah, he was too busy not being born yet.
Right.
Slacker.
Correct.
Well,
I'd say Girls and Boys were probably my favorite, but there were others. I can't think of what number 2 would be, but hopefully that answers.
it does. What do you? We're skipping a little ahead in the episode here,
Sure.
but what do you think is the future of Blur? Now in 2025, although this is coming out in 2026.
I feel like with Damon's side project, with like Gorillas, and I think he might even have another project that he's involved in.
Yeah, and Alex James making cheese.
Yes. Well, I wasn't aware of that actually.
Oh, wow.
It's a long story.
Oh, wow. Okay. I feel like Blur will probably do some one-off get-togethers, but I feel like their time looks like they made it to the end.
Whoa,
See what I did
nice.
there?
Nicely done.
See what I did there? Yeah.
Can I tell you what I hope happens?
Well, sure, absolutely.
Triple homicide suicide.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't want that, though. I
Yeah,
don't
here's the thing. I don't want them to fade away. I want them to go out in a blaze of glory like they lived.
I respect that.
And I think that Dave Roundtree is going to be the last man standing.
I'm not making any types of bets of this nature. As far as I'm concerned, they're going to live forever.
Whoa. Well, now you're mixing bands.
I know, and I'm so sorry I
Yeah.
said that.
That-
I don't respect
Damon
that other
Albarn
band.
just wept. A single tear rolled down his cheek.
He probably feels so betrayed by me right now.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Well, it doesn't really matter because he's probably going to be murdered by Dave Roundtree very shortly.
We're not going to say these things because if it happens, God help
You're the
you.
one to
I
blame.
don't think it's a crime. I don't think it's a crime to predict crimes.
I feel like we shouldn't be predicting crimes, but if we were, I would say that you would look like a number 1 suspect in this instance. So,
I agree.
We agree.
yeah.
Me and Owen.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Minority Report?
I have not.
Well, that's a movie all about predicting crimes, and that's starring Tom Cruise.
There you go. That's why I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Watch
how do you feel about the Church of Scientology? Are you a big fan or the biggest fan?
I mean,
Choose one.
fan. Probably biggest fan.
Okay.
Definitely big. Yeah, I'm into it.
All right.
I'm into all of it.
The whole shebang.
thing.
Well, thank you so much for being on the program this evening. Your information and insight have been invaluable to us.
I appreciate it. I am happy to serve.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Be good, boys.
We'll try.
We'll try.
Bye-bye.
Love you, Mom.
See ya.
Love you. Bye.
And that was my mother. Thank you, everybody.
Their ninth and to date final album, The Ballad of Darren, came out on July 21st, 2023. It's 10 songs long. I loved it. It got
Yeah,
a 7 out of 10 for me.
Not
This is
phenomenal.
really good. This
7.9.
This surprised me. I would give it like a 7 too.
Just coming off the Magic Whip, I was really primed to not think this was very good. I love The Narcissist, but
Yeah.
like to me, it didn't seem like groundbreaking in the same way that like maybe Go Out would or My Terracotta Heart, where like I was like, whoa, I never heard anything like this from this band. But I think that this album's beautiful. I think it has some of their prettiest songs ever on it.
Yeah, I think The Narcissist, Barbaric is very good, and The Heights I liked a lot. I liked the whole
Yeah.
three of those. It's very kind of more cinematic. It's not hard to listen to. I wouldn't say there's any like intense song on this album really. It's very kind of smooth sailing, and yeah, I liked it a lot.
Found my transcendence. It played in mono painted blue. You were the hero. I was the dark room. I'm the shining light in your eye. You probably shine it back on me, but I won't fall this time. With Godspeed, I'll heed the sign.
The Ballad of Darren that came out on that date that you just mentioned.
July 21st.
July 21st.
The day
July
after
23rd.
the anniversary of the
23.
moon landing.
July 23rd,
Which is the day after the anniversary of the moon landing.
1969.
Of the 1969 moon landing.
Which was fake.
It was...
The Narcissist and St. Charles Square are my standout songs. I think
Wow.
I like those probably the most out of this album. I think this album really doesn't have necessarily a bad song. It's pretty consistent all throughout, and I think it's why I like it. Yeah, it's just the sounds are not the same, but they're similar. It's like Owen said, smooth. It's smooth sailing. It's just good. It's a consistent, good, solid album.
It caught me off guard that Blur, for potentially their last album before the triple murder suicide pact they form, that they would just put out a nice album.
Yeah.
It's just nice. Again, there's nothing really aggressive on it. As you said, I think kind of like no really intense sort of songs on it. It's just kind of pretty and nice. And maybe that's how they're going to go out into the sunset before Dave Rowntree murders the other three.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
in December of 2023, Damon Albarn said that Blur was ending. It's like the 18th time. He said, quote, "It's time to wrap up this campaign. It's too much for me." He then gets a phone call at night saying, "You have 5 minutes to decide, but we want you to play Coachella next year." And Damon Albarn, in a panic, accepts. So, to get ready for this, they play a couple warm-up shows throughout the U.S., the first in decades. And then on April 13th, they play their first show at Coachella. They're going to play 2 weekends at Coachella.
Coachella.
At which the crowd did not get into it, and Damon Albarn was most
I
displeased
saw
with
that.
the crowd.
I remember seeing that.
I remember this too.
He was very upset with this. They do play the second weekend of Coachella as well, which seemed a little better received. And Damon Albarn said that it was probably to be their last show ever as a band.
He got mad.
Yeah. In May of 2024, a new documentary about Blur came out called To the End, which covers everything we've talked about in the 2020s. Something really sad happened in 2024. Dave Rowntree ran for parliament again and lost again.
It's the one thing he can't do.
But beyond that, his ex-wife, you remember the Canadian, Paula Mara, she is diagnosed with bowel cancer. And she flies to Switzerland to end her life, which is legal to do in Switzerland, assisted suicide. And Dave Rowntree says, I'll go with you if you want. When you kill yourself, like, I'll be there. And she said, that's okay. You don't have to do that. But what a nice man for still being that tight with someone who meant something to him at some time. And I think that is really the story of Blur. You know, things end, but they can still mean something to you. Like, for example, when Dave Rowntree kills the other 3 members of the band, it will still have meant something.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Any closing thoughts about Blur?
Great band. I love Blur.
I love.
Also, Gorillaz' new album coming out next year. Very exciting.
Oh, yeah. Sparks is on it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Happy Dictator.
Yep.
Oh, that's.
We hope you have a pleasant and professional month.
Have a happy Valentine's Day.
Merry Christmas.
Ain't no mountain high. Triple D. Let's ride.